it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm sharing a layout for Scrap the Boys. And our new challenge goes live this morning for April, and that is to use tags on your layout. So I've pulled out the Simple Stories Happy Hearts collection, and I love Simple Stories collections. They usually have a 12 by 12 sheet full of double-sided tags. So I've pulled that sheet out for this. I have the whole sheet left and I've cut all the tags up. This layout is inspired by a layout I saw a long time ago by Stephanie Reed. I think it was for Paige Evans' design team. And she had loads of like tabby things and tickets and pattern papers all across the centre of her page, and just a line of stitching through the middle. So as soon as I saw that our monthly challenge this month was tags, that idea popped into my head and I remembered that layout. So I've been dying to give it a go, and tags seemed like the perfect opportunity. So I'm currently just punching some holes in the tops of my tags with my crocodile. And I'm adding some eyelets. Now I've gone for silver eyelets just because I'm using a black and white photo and I don't really have any other black and white elements on the page, so because there's tones of grey in the photo, I thought the silver eyelets would go quite well. And not only that, but I didn't have colours to match this collection, so although I had like pinks, greens and blues, they just wouldn't have been right. So rather than go for the black, I've gone for the silver just to tie in with the grey tones, and I love how they look. So at the moment I'm just marking out the places where I'm going to have my tags sitting. I'm using the side of the tags that's only got the top part kind of decorated or patterned, except for that tag over on the right that says "Love You to the Moon and Back." So I want that to kind of act as my title. And I'm just lined those all up where I want them, and I'm now going to tack them in place with some washi tape. My double-sided tape is really sticky, and once it's stuck down you can't really reposition it, but I needed something to hold these tags in place and everything else in place whilst I stitched through them. So washi tape seemed like the best solution for that. And you can see on the left there my super duper washi tape storage. I use an empty cling film box. I think in the States you might call it like film wrap or something, the stuff you put over food. I've got the empty roll in the middle and I've threaded all my washi tapes onto that, and then I just use the blade on the side of the box to cut it. And I don't really use washi tape other than tacking things in place, so this works well for me just as a means to store them. So I've got all my tags in place now, and I've also pulled out some bits from the die cut pack from this same collection, Happy Hearts by Simple Stories. So I've got like some banners, some tickets, I've got a couple of bits of ephemera, I've got a coffee mug over on the right there. Doesn't really fit with my layout, but I just loved it, so I've popped that on. And I'm having all of these things arranged on top of my tags, where I've got that white space from the kind of the reverse side of the tag, and that's why I didn't want the coloured sides showing. I wanted something fairly neutral because I knew I was going to have all of these bits and pieces on top. And now I'm just using one of the cut apart sheets just to mount my photo on. So I printed my photo 3x4 and I've cut it down slightly so that it wasn't too big for the tags and the layout. I wanted it slightly smaller, which meant that I could mount it on a couple of those those journal elements, because my photo was slightly smaller. I'm going to have my photo sitting over there on the right next to my title. And I love that tag, "Love You to the Moon and Back." It's something my son and I say to ourselves, or to each other, all the time. We say "Love you to the moon and back" 10,000 times. And he used to say when he was little, "Love you the same," or "Love you that much too." But now he actually says the whole thing, which is quite cute. So again, using my washi tape to get these bits tacked in place, and then that will enable me to stitch down the centre of it whilst holding all the bits in place, and then I can go around at the end and remove all that washi tape. But I'm going to draw a pencil line across the centre for my stitching so that I can try at least to get it straight. I think I do go a bit wonky even with a pencil line, but that's because my sewing machine absolutely hates me. You'll see in a minute what it does to the back of this layout. I don't know what went wrong, but I've got loads and loads of thread at the back. It's a bit weird and a bit random, but it meant my needle was really pulling, which is probably why I didn't go entirely straight, but never mind, it still works. I've got that single stitch going through, and I've gone over it a couple of times just to make sure that that stitching holds, and you can see at the back there, I don't know what has gone on. I'm assuming it's a problem with the bobbin, but I add some stitching around the outside edge at the end of this video and it does exactly the same thing. It's like an endless battle with my sewing machine. It really behaved itself for about a good 6 months. I didn't have a single problem with it, and now the last few times I've used it, it's just been a nightmare again. So don't know why, it just hates me and I hate it. So we'll get there in the end. I'm sure I will figure it out, but for now I've just got a messy back to my layout, but at least it doesn't show on the front. And like I said, that washi tape worked perfectly, holding everything in place, and I can now just work my way around and remove it all. And you can see I'm scrunching all the elements up because I don't want them flat on my layout. That was the idea of just having that line of stitching down the centre. It holds everything in place, but it allows the tops and the bottoms of it all to fold up, and it brings in some dimension and texture, which I absolutely love. So I've decided I want a frame around the outside of my page, just something to bring it all together and finish the edge off nicely. So I'm using this pattern paper here. It's quite pink and florally for me. In fact, this whole collection is pretty girly. It's not a collection I would probably buy myself, but I was provided this to create a layout for a recent class. So I've got loads of it left over. So rather than waste it, I'm trying to use it. I'm trying to use it for boy layouts. So like I said, this paper was pink and florally and probably a bit too girly for my albums. So I'm just using the outside edge as a frame. So it kind of hides a lot of the pink. You can't really tell that they're flowers, or at least big pink flowers, so it breaks it up nicely, but it just gives a nice coloured edge to my page. And again, I'm going to stitch around that with white thread. I'm checking the back as I go, you can see, and my sewing machine is misbehaving again, but at least the front stitch on the front of the layout is okay. So that's the main thing, I guess. But I'm just going to add a line of stitching all the way around the outside edge to hold that frame in place. I'm just using my fingers or tips of my thumbs just to curl the edges up a little bit, just to sort of keep it in keeping with the layout. I've got those tags and things curled up in the centre, so I wanted to have a little bit of dimension going around the edge of the page too. And now I'm pulling in some of my Bramble Fox perspectives. I absolutely love these. I'm on the design team, so I'm super lucky to be provided with the Fox box every month. And these little love heart sweets that I'm sticking on now, the circular ones, they came in the February Fox box and they were just perfect for this collection. So I've added a couple of those on. I can't remember off the top of my head what they say. I think one might say love you and maybe one says be mine or something, but they mimic love heart sweets. I'm not sure if you get them globally, but we get them definitely in the UK, like little almost fizzy sherbety sweets in the shape of love hearts, and they all have little sentiments written on, just like those perspectives. So I love those. And I've also added a couple of hearts as well. And then I'm just going to finish the layout off with some twine through each of my tags. I'm not a fan of leaving tags kind of naked or empty. I just feel like they're unfinished if they don't have some thread or twine of some sort through them. So I've pulled out some baker's twine. I've got like a minty green one, a baby pink one, and a navy one. Each one's like the colour in white. So they are really nice, really pretty, kind of like almost remind me of candy stripes. And I'm just going through, tying those through each of the tags and then tying them off in a bow. And I'm leaving the ends kind of hanging. And I'm going to do those to all the tags. So I think I've got 5 tags. No, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tags. Sorry, I can't even count this week. It's been one of those weeks. I've got 7 tags in total on this layout, so I think I've definitely met the challenge this month. And I'm just kind of alternating the coloured twine I put through each of them just to get sort of even variation of the colours. So I haven't got like a pink one on a pink tag or a green one on a green tag, just trying to mix it up a little bit. And that is me finished once I've done these last few tags. So thank you very much for joining me today for this process. I hope you've enjoyed it and it gives you some inspiration and ways to use tags on your layouts. Do check out the Scrap the Boys Challenge blog, because you will find inspiration from all of the design team members. We're all using tags this month, and probably all in different ways as well. So do head on over and check them out. If you want to take part in our challenge and join in this month, you can do. Head over to the Scrap the Boys Challenge Facebook group, or Facebook page, sorry, and you'll find that Rachel will add a thread in there for this month's challenge, and you can just upload your layout to the thread there and be in with a chance to win a guest designing spot for next month with us. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll leave you with the close-ups. Apologies for the poor lighting in the close-ups. It's that time of year where in the UK the lighting is just absolutely pants. So even with studio lights, it's just really hard to photo things at the moment. So I do apologise for the colours and the lighting, but hopefully you can see a bit more of the detail close up in these. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.